The term sugar daddy can be traced back to about 1915 in San Francisco. But who exactly was the first sugar daddy and what happened to his mansions? Hi everyone, Ken here. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. To find out the answer to our question, let's back up to who we might refer to as the sugar granddaddy, Claus Spreckels. Born in 1828 in the Kingdom of Hanover, he grew up in a modest environment that would be the polar opposite of the wealth and power he would later command. In 1846, at just 18 years old, Spreckels made the daring decision to leave his homeland for the United States. It was a humble beginning for a man who would eventually control much of the sugar industry on the West Coast in Hawaii. Spreckels' journey to wealth began with his move to South Carolina, where he opened a small grocery store after saving up. However, the lure of the burgeoning city of San Francisco drew him westward in 1856. Once in California, he entered the brewing business, co-founding the Albany Brewery in San Francisco. The venture, which he operated alongside his brother, marked the start of Spreckels' long and varied business career. By the mid-1860s, he saw a greater opportunity in the sugar industry, which was beginning to take off in California. He sold a stake in the brewery in 1863 and turned his attention to sugar, founding the Bay Sugar Refining Company. His first refinery was built in 1867, and it wasn't long before Spreckels introduced innovative European methods for processing sugar, such as packaging granulated sugar in sugar cubes, which made the product more accessible to consumers. This move was a game changer, positioning Spreckels as a key player in the sugar industry, but his ambitions did not stop there. In 1876, a friendship with the King of Hawaii provided him with the opportunity to secure a lease on 40,000 acres of land on Maui. By 1882, he had purchased the land outright and founded the Hawaiian Commercial Company. His plantation quickly became the largest and most advanced in Hawaii, a status that would solidify his dominance in the sugar industry. However, success did not come without its challenges. To efficiently transport his Hawaiian sugar to the mainland for refining, Spreckels' sons established J.D. Spreckels and Brothers Shipping Line in 1879, later incorporated as the Oceanic Steamship Company. This company was the first to offer regular service between Honolulu and San Francisco, reducing the travel time significantly and ensuring a steady flow of sugar to the continental United States. Claus Spreckels was a complex and controversial figure known for his charm and generosity by some and his ruthlessness by others. His business ventures extended beyond sugar into transportation, gas, electricity, real estate, newspapers, and banking. In San Francisco, he purchased and developed several blocks of prime real estate during the 1880s and 1890s, further expanding his empire and leaving his mark on the San Francisco skyline with the construction of the Call Building, sometimes referred to as Spreckels Tower. In Hawaii, Spreckels' influence was not limited to business. He also became involved in the island's politics, advocating for the restoration of the monarchy after the formation of the provisional government in 1893. Between his stance as a royalist and the stories coming out of his plantation, he became a target. And one day, in 1893, Spreckels discovered a placard hanging on the gate of his Honolulu mansion with a skull and crossbones and the ominous warning, "Gold and silver cannot stop lead." This threat, coupled with the growing political frustrations, led Spreckels to leave Hawaii abruptly, vowing not to return until the Queen was restored to her throne. His departure marked the end of an era in Hawaii. His mansion was disassembled and moved to a new location in the islands and restyled to suit the Hawaiian aesthetic. Even though he had lost a significant portion of his empire, it didn't slow his activities in California. In 1894, he purchased a large block of property on San Francisco's Van Ness Avenue, intending to build a grand mansion that would rival the finest homes in the city. Designed in the popular Chateau style with blown-out proportions, the mansion stood proudly on the street corner. The interior was every bit as grand as you might imagine, and it will take some imagination to see the details in these fire-damaged photos. Not only did he have a grand, two-story art gallery with leaded skylights, he had a jewel chamber which safeguarded diamonds and rubies and delicate jewelry. But his wealth was not confined to just him, as his family prospered in each subsidiary business. Around this time, his sons began building their own mansions in San Francisco. J.D. built two separate mansions, one in the classically inspired Beaux-Arts style and another in the Italianate with Eastlake influences, not to mention a sprawling country estate down in Coronado. In 1908, following the passing of his father Claus Spreckels, Adolph took over as the president of the Spreckels Sugar Company. Under his stewardship, the company continued to thrive, further diversifying into transportation, real estate, and philanthropy. However, Adolph's career was not without its dramatic moments. In 1884, he was involved in a highly publicized incident where he shot Michael H. DeYoung, co-founder of the San Francisco Chronicle, over allegations of corporate fraud. Spreckels pleaded temporary insanity and he was acquitted, a testament to his complex personality and the high-stakes world he navigated. In that same year, in 1908, he married Alma de Bretteville, who was about half his age and came from a poor family. Despite this, she quickly gained popularity as a socialite and was light years ahead of her time socially. She was often photographed with gay men and drag queens in a time when it was still criminalized but not illegal to identify as such in California. She shaped culture in San Francisco not only socially but intellectually as well. Alma convinced Adolph to donate the California Palace of the Legion of Honor to the city to give San Franciscans a proper art museum. All of this earned her the much-deserved nickname, the Great-Grandmother of San Francisco. But the nickname she gave Adolph became ingrained in culture from that point on. Due to his sugar empire and vast wealth, she was known to call him Sugar Daddy, and by the 1920s, this term was being used to describe a wealthy, older man who showered a younger woman with gifts and money. Along the way, the couple enjoyed entertaining and built a palatial mansion in the city's Pacific Heights neighborhood. The limestone-clad Beaux-Arts residence was meant to be refined, but also to stand as a beacon of changing times. The house became known not only for its lavish parties, but also for its elaborate holidays, in which the couple would give back to the community with meals and gifts for impoverished children. But what happened to all of these impressive mansions? The Spreckels plantation, even though significantly altered, was eventually demolished to make way for new development. And in San Francisco, Claus's mansion was lost to the 1906 earthquake and subsequent fires. This same fate was shared by JD's Beaux-Arts mansion. However, Adolph and Alma's mansion was built after this event and continues to stand to this day. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Spreckels many mansions down below in the comments section, and while you're there, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.